Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 4th of July, man. I hope you guys are hanging out with family, eating good, smoking good, drinking good. I hope everybody's having a great day. Don't blow your fingers off with fireworks and practice caution, okay? I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go get drunk myself. But before we move on, I needed to show you guys a live stream that we did the other day with Brian Kohberger. Mr. Brian Kohberger is now pleading guilty. And I find this funny because during the live stream, we did a little bit of research and we found out that Idaho just recently passed the standard death penalty procedure as a firing squad. So no more lethal injection. Apparently, the primary form of the death penalty is now firing squad. In my opinion, in my humblest opinion, that was passed about 5 months ago. Brian Kohberger takes the plea deal this month. I feel that he's terrified to get shot the fuck up by a firing squad, to be honest. You know what I mean? But anyways, you guys let me know for yourself. What was the reason for Brian out of this entire time? All these tax dollars, all this fighting to try to say that he's innocent. Why now would he plead guilty? But anyways, folks, let's go ahead and check this video out. Again, happy 4th of July. I appreciate all the new subscribers. It is absolutely crazy. We got about 7,000 new people on board this month. So shout out the new folks. Shout out the OGs, man. Let's check this video out. Shit, we got a few things, ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about. And then also I got to make videos. So we got a full ass day. We got a full ass day, but we got to start with Kohberger. I'm just going to play this little clip real quick.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022...
So they asked him in court if he did it, specifically. It says, Brian Kohberger appeared expressionless as the judge asked if he murdered the 4 Idaho students in their off-campus home, answering yes to each name called in the courtroom Wednesday. So it's crazy. Like, bro actually said it, which is crazy. I thought it would be like some paperwork maybe, you know what I mean? Like, pass it over to the judge and move forward. No, they wanted him to say that shit. So the fact that his defense is even letting him do this means he's guilty. You know,
it's at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder.
Yes.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022,
with the intent to commit the crime of murder, so not just breaking in to fuck around and he accidentally killed them, with the intent to do what he did.
Utah County, state of Idaho, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
Did you, on or about that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Kaylee Gonzalez, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
And did you, on that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill?
It must be crazy sitting next to like a murderer. He's just like, yes, 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 like a fucking robot. And I just realized it's all women up here, right? Next to like, yo, full female defense. I know they must be disgusted. I'm pretty sure they knew all along. I'm pretty sure they had these conversations like, yeah, you did it, so we should do a plea deal. And he's like, no, we should take it to trial. I'm pretty sure the background conversation was already had, but I always wonder how it feels to be sitting next to a person who like murdered people in a crazy way. I wonder how it feels.
Kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
And then on or about November 13th, 2022, again in Latah County, Idaho, did you kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being?
Yes.
Did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
Bro got convicted. Now there's a little bit more to it. There's like it's a whole long situation. They have their proceedings and shit. So we're gonna cover a little bit of it. But I think he's gonna get life. But the thing is, he can't get the death penalty. I think that's the whole reason he did the plea deal. I'm assuming he thought if he lost, he would get the death penalty, which at that point, you're standing there forever. Might as well get the death penalty. Fuck it, right? But I guess he was too pussy to go that route.
Is different than what I think the court and the public may be familiar with from the probable cause affidavit and other documents. The state's evidence, as an overview, would show that back in March of 2022, when the defendant was residing at his parents' residence or was residing back in Pennsylvania, his home state, he purchased online a K-bar knife and sheath with an Amazon gift card that he had purchased shortly prior to the purchase of the knife, sheath, and sharpener. Jumping ahead, at the end of June of that year.
Bro thought the Amazon gift card was going to save him. Doesn't that still link to like your address and shit though? He was like, yeah, let me be really smart. Let me not connect my bank account information to this. Like, bro, what the isn't your bank I don't really use gift cards, so I'm not sure how they really work, but I still think they'll be able to figure out who purchased it.
The defendant, Mr. Kohberger, moved from Pennsylvania to Pullman, Washington, which is right across the state line from Moscow, Idaho, for the purpose of pursuing a PhD in criminal justice at Washington State University. The state's evidence would indicate that beginning July 9, 2022, Mr. Kohberger's phone began connecting to a cell tower that serves the area of the 1122 King Road residence in Moscow, Idaho. Now, I will acknowledge for the court and all present that there are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants. Between July 9th of 2022 and November 7th, the defendant's phone connected to that particular tower during late night, early morning hours, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. on approximately...
You said he sent it to his address so it connected him? I mean, how dumb can you be? At least send the shit to a fucking... I don't know. Send it to a different address and just wait for the FedEx truck or something. This guy gets a gift card, so you already know he's thinking... You already know he's moving with some forethought if he's doing it with a gift card. Why not just use it off your fucking credit card, right? And then he sends it to his house. Like, come on, criminal law student or criminal whatever the fuck forensic student. Like, you should know better. I think he was trying to have his Dexter moment. He was trying to be the guy who was living a double life as an investigator while committing heinous crime. You know what I mean? He wanted to have his little double life fantasy. That's what I think it was. He looks dorky and nerdy enough to have some type of fantasy like that. Like, yeah, I'm going to go to school for it and become the best at what I do. I'm going to use my urges elsewhere. Like, bro, you got caught immediately. You should have waited till you graduated or something. You weren't ready. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? He's a cringy-ass individual, bro. And I could tell why he didn't really have friends like that. He's a weirdo. And he's the type of guy who's like, he's the type of guy who thinks he's smarter than everybody. 100%. He's the guy in the room who's, quote-unquote, a little bit more witty than everybody. Like, bro, that's why he got caught. He thought he was smart, and he was very dumb. I mean, quite simply. Like, I mean, you can't say the guy's like a double, like a more like a mouth breather, but at the same time, he thought he was smarter than he actually was. Like, come on, bro, really? My boy got the gift card and then sent it to his house. You fucking idiot. Like, even I know that. Like, like what the fuck, dude? It's lovely. I love seeing stupid shit.
23 times.
Oh, wait, let me back this up a little bit.
The defendant's phone connected to that particular tower during late night, early morning hours, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. on approximately 23 times.
Okay.
Now, I will acknowledge also, we do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area on those times. In the interim, on August 22nd of 2022, Lake Tahoe County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Duke conducted a traffic stop in the early morning hour or late evening hours, about 11 p.m. On the west side of Moscow, on the Moscow-Pullman Road. This was a traffic stop of Mr. Kohberger's car, which turned out to be a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plates. During the course of the traffic stop, Deputy Duke...
Y'all think he shaved his eyebrows for court? And why the fuck is this shit so grainy? That's what's blowing me, dog. I can't find anything with better quality. Brian Kohberger trial photos. Most recent. Oh, is this most recent? No, I think he just has thin ass eyebrows and he's a creep ass motherfucker. I don't know if that's today. Look at this creepy ass motherfucker. Okay, so that's like his in the past type shit, and then this is him in trial. Oh, maybe he did. Can we zoom? Can we get a zoom on that, chat? Hold on. Oh shit, bro is looking destitute over here. God damn, bro's looking all fucked up and shit. Listen, prison be fucking people up, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Was able to
Prison be fucking people up.
obtain Mr. Kohberger's name, Brian
Hey,
Kohberger,
Brian, why the long
his phone number
face?
and his address, which at that point was a apartment address in Pullman.
I just hate that it's so. I'm gonna let this play just to listen, and I'm gonna see if I can find better quality.
We then move to
the
the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. The state's evidence would show that early morning hours on that day, Mr. Kohberger's phone left his Pullman residence, which is an apartment in kind of the central northwest part of Pullman. That phone was then subsequently turned off at approximately 2:54 a.m. and remained off until approximately 4:48 a.m.
Oh, there's like an echo in what he's saying, but I thought I was doing something wrong.
On Sunday, the 13th of November. The state's evidence would include a trial, video surveillance of a business on the Moscow-Pullman Highway, just across the state line from Moscow, that would show a vehicle matching the description.
All right, and now we are
going Elantra, entering Moscow at approximately 3:02 a.m.
No, apparently it's all shit. Look at their quality. This is Idaho News 6. This is Idaho News 6 one day ago. It's not really... Yeah, and they have the same shitty quality, so I guess that's just the way life is. So, you know, a shit person and shit quality video. They go hand in hand. My question is, what the fuck is that courthouse doing? I know they got money where they could upgrade the little cameras and shit. Like, what's going on, dog? Anyways.
Compiled surveillance that...
Like, if I could upgrade my camera quality, they could upgrade theirs. It's that simple. Like, come on, guys. We should do better, Idaho.
Investigators put together from businesses and residents, then show the defendant's car, the white Elantra,
You said surely he won't make gin pop. That's a good question. I just saw Jumpsuit Pablo had posted a video. He always does the prison aspect on it, and it's really cool because you get to see what they would do on that side. You know what I mean? Like what prison would be like for someone like Brian, someone like Carmelo, someone like whoever. My opinion, I haven't seen his video yet, but he'll probably go to general population, bro. He's in there for murder. Like, that's it. They didn't catch him with no children shit on his computer. They didn't catch him with no funny bunny, nothing. He's fine. He's cleared for gin pop in my opinion. He doesn't have any mental situations that I know of. He's just a weird fuck. And they're going to love him up in there. High profile should be PC. Maybe because if I go to jail and my shit goes high profile, do I get to go to PC? Like, I don't know if that makes, maybe, but anything could become high profile. It's like I remember Shonda Vander Ark. That was like I think when it first started happening, we first started covering it, it wasn't as big. And then everybody started hearing about Shonda Vander Ark. Then the whole world started hearing about Shonda Vander Ark. Does she get to go into PC just because a lot of people heard about her bitch ass? I don't think that should be the case, but I guess at the same time, the prison can't throw you into a den of lions and say, oopsie. Like, they have to do something to try to keep you alive, I guess, but...
circling the 1122 King Road area, that neighborhood, starting around 3:30 or so.
I think he's going to go to general population. Now that he took the plea deal, we could probably start covering this story again because a lot more things are going to start popping up in the next couple of weeks. And we're probably going to find out, where he goes really soon, like hella soon. We might even start getting phone calls, bro. Now that this shit's said and done, we might start getting phone calls. We're going to start getting prison records, text messages, emails. It's going to be the whole shebang. Promise you that. Brian Kohberger, there's going to be a lot of information swirling. You said phone calls, question mark. I'm just assuming. I'm talking out my ass right now, so don't take me as a quote. But I'm assuming phone calls. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He's going to be talking to his dad probably. Is Brian Kohberger's dad still alive? He's going to be talking to relatives. Hella phone calls are going to be released in a little while.
In the morning, starting around, comes into the immediate area of 1122 King Road, which is
You said he
actually on
likes
dead end,
blondes?
and then leaves several times.
That just sounds
Approximately
creepy.
4:05 that morning, the defense car had entered that area, was leaving, stopped at the intersection of King and Queen Road, did a U-turn, and the state's evidence.
I need to know who the IT guy is for this courthouse. Somebody find him and fire his ass. Get him out of here. Go back. Do better, buddy. Shit. Whoever knows the IT guy at this courthouse, find them. You know what? Give him a final warning. Give him a final warning. Tell him to stop fucking up because now we have lapsed audio and he didn't even render the video into at least 1080p. We're watching this shit at 720, gang, which is crazy work.
Would show that the defendant's car came back and parked behind and above the 1122 King Road residence. The state believes that its evidence would then show that the defendant entered the residence of 1122 through the kitchen sliding door on the back side of the residence, which is the side of the residence that would face the area above where the
You need to leave.
defendant's car was parked. Defendant entered the residence, went to the third floor, and with a knife, killed Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez. The defendant, as he left that room, for whatever reason, ended up leaving, or the sheath for a K-bar knife was left on the bed next to Madison Mogan's body. And I can jump ahead. That sheath was tested by the Idaho State Police Forensic Lab, and single source male DNA was found on the snap of that sheath,
Whatever the fuck that means.
as well as blood from both Kaylee and Madison and other trace evidence. But it's important.
Oh,
to
single
note,
source is one guy.
source Male DNA was on the
Not
snap
like
of
other
that
people.
sheath. The state's evidence would show that Xana Knodel was still awake at this
I think they gave the plea just because all they had for evidence was the sheath, and it was just so rinky dinky. They didn't want anything to happen. And then on the other hand, defense took the plea because they knew he would lose anyway. But there's a small chance that he wouldn't. So I feel like they just gave the plea, and they're like, "Fuck it, don't give him the death penalty then." And I've always said, "Yo, what's up, girls, girl?" Oh, we got hella people hopping in now. Stacy, how you doing? You said part of the plea deal should be also that Brian doesn't get a fancy premium prison meal. I mean, is any meal premium in prison, to be honest? But yeah, I think he definitely just took this because he knew he was probably going to lose.
time. In fact, had taken a DoorDash order not long before this started. Her room was not on the third floor. It was on the second floor on the
The
west
defense
side.
asked for a plea? Oh.
As the defendant was either coming down the stairs or leaving, he encountered Xana, and he ended up killing her, also with a large knife. Ethan Chapin, Xana's boyfriend, was asleep in their bedroom, in her bedroom, and the defendant killed him as well with a large fixed blade knife. Each victim suffered multiple wounds. I will state for the record that there is no evidence there was any sexual component or sexual assault on any of the victims. I want to make that clear so there's no speculation. There were two other roommates in the house, and they were already asleep. During the course of this, one of those roommates awoke, looked out her door not knowing what was going on, and saw the defendant, who was dressed in black with a black balaclava on, holding some sort of container in his hand. And she saw him leave the house through the direction of the kitchen where that sliding door is that I mentioned before. At approximately 4:20 that morning, so this would have been 15 minutes or so later, the defendant's car is seen on a surveillance camera for 1112 King Road, which is immediately next door to the west of 1122, leaving the area at a high rate of speed. And if the court were to see that, or anybody in this courtroom would see that, you can see the car almost loses control as it makes the corner, heads north, and then turns to go south on Walinta, which is one of the only ways to get out of that part of town.
So he was
The evidence would show
flying.
that following that, the defendant in his Elantra drove south of Moscow. We know that he drove on the back roads because there are surveillance cameras on the main highways, Highway 95, that would have picked up the defendant's car if he'd gone that route. And they did not show the defendant's car on that route during the time. So we know that he went through a variety of back roads in very rural, isolated part of Latah County. About 4:48 that morning, the defendant's phone comes back on.
I think it's better that he took the plea deal, though, because now he gets to stand there for life. I don't think they're going to segregate him. They might, but the mental pressure, I think it's always worse. He might just be scared. Like, if he went on death row, it would have been nice. He would have been separated. He probably would have had, like, TV all the time. He would have got to work out separately for years. He probably would have been able to stand there for, like, 10, 20, 25, die of natural causes type shit. Maybe get the death penalty, possibly, maybe, at some point. That shit always takes forever. You could plea against it, like, 3 times, you know? Chill. You know, vibes. This way, there's no way out. I feel like he'll just be able to stay there forever, and that's really going to torture him. Like, at least there's, like, a way out with the whole, you know, and you live pretty decent. But now you're just going to be in jail forever? Fuck that. So, I don't know. That's just me personally. So I feel like it's always better that prisoners get to live out their fucking life sentence. Regardless if they took a life, I think it's worse if they get to stay alive knowing that they can't do anything because of that. They ruined their life because of that. So.
And the evidence will show that that phone was located south of Moscow, likely at a side road intersection with Highway 95. From there, the defendant's phone activity tracks it heading back north towards Pullman, Washington, where the defendant lived. About 5:26, starting approximately 5:26, various surveillance cameras in Pullman, Washington pick up the defendant's vehicle as he enters Pullman from the south and heads north and slightly west.
You said they're trying to to execute Wade sooner than later? Good. I bet you he's fucking annoying and he stinks. They probably put you on death row. They probably put you on the death row list sooner off of behavior, bro. Honestly, like, I'm not saying it's like, oh, you know, get rid of him sooner, but it probably is some subconscious thought like, okay, well, we have an opening. Let's do him. He fucking stinks and he sucks. Do him. I'm pretty sure that goes on behind closed doors. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets executed next month, like, to be honest.
Towards his apartment where he arrived at approximately 5:30 in the morning. Later that morning, this Sunday, the 13th of November of 2022, Mr. Kohberger's phone returned to the area of King Road. We don't know exactly what he did, but it returned to that area. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
He wants to go relive it.
He was there for about 10 minutes
Yep.
and then returned to his Pullman residence.
He wants to relive that shit. He went back there and be like, I really did that. You know what I mean? They always go back. They always do that. And I mean, it makes sense. I watch pictures of things that I'm proud of, or like I'll relive something that I'm proud of. It makes perfect sense. It's human nature. You're proud of something you did. You feel like that's a trophy. You want to go and look at it. Shit's crazy.
5:30 in the morning. Later that morning, this Sunday, the 13th of November of 2022, Mr. Kohberger's phone returned to the area of King Road.
Later that
We don't
morning.
know exactly what he did, but it returned to that area. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. He was there for about 10 minutes and then returned to his Pullman residence. About 9:30, The state's evidence will show, evidence taken from the defendant's phone, that he took a selfie of himself on his phone in what appears to be the bathroom of his Pullman apartment with a thumbs up. The defendant's phone then went to the Lewiston-Clarkston Valley, approximately 30 miles south of Moscow and Pullman. And the defendant is actually seen with his car at various businesses down there. This area is the confluence of the Clearwater River and the Snake River. Lewiston is Idaho's seaport. Large bodies of moving water down there. In addition to tracing the defendant's activities, as I've just outlined, on the 13th and leading up to the 13th, the state's evidence will show that following Sunday, November 13th, 2022, business records show that the defendant began searching for a K-bar knife and a K-bar knife sheath, as the state believes, to replace the one that was left at the scene of.
You could just search up K-bar knife. Shit, yeah, you could probably search up anything. Now it's gonna be in my history. How do you spell sheath? Oh, that is how you spell it. Oh, I put an L in it. That's not what I meant to do. Where is it? Amazon? Oh yeah, you could go on Amazon. What the fuck? They got some crazy K-bar knife sheaths. Stop playing. So your boy wanted to do a little, he wanted to replace it real quick. Because, you never know when you need your K-bar in your sheath to go and stab somebody else up. Shit, crazy. Oh, see, here's one in action right here. Little sum off of Amazon, Amazon, bro. Holy shit. Amazon has taken over the world, especially after COVID. Everything has changed after COVID, but let me not go on a tangent with that. Everything's just so different. Make him tell where the knife is? No need. It would put more certainty in a lot of doubters, though. He probably threw it in a random trash can or body of water, possibly. And I mean, he could have put it anywhere. He was on road trips with his dad and shit. He was all over the place. That night, the K-bar could be absolutely anywhere. What's up, Jim? Welcome in.
The murders. The evidence also will suggest that there were at least attempts by the defendant to delete or alter his purchase history on Amazon, where all these transactions.
This motherfucker tried to delete that shit. Brian, it's over with. Your ISP has that shit. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck you talking about, my boy? Even with VPNs, I feel like your ISP has your information still. Like, if they really want to dig into that shit, nothing you do online is untraceable. Maybe if you go onto the dark web, like Tor browser, is that what it's called or some shit? Maybe if you go on the Tor browser and you do everything with crypto, you can maybe go undetected. But even then, you have to transfer your money to the crypto to use it. So there's still a way to find you. And like, theoretically, like, you gotta just be one of them guys that just understands how to code, understands the internet, understands a lot of things to be able to actually cover your traces, bro. You buy these little VPN. Ooh, it's gonna protect me. That ain't protecting shit. If they want to find some shit, But anyways, Brian deleted his Amazon history. What a good man. What a top tier assassin he is. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne type shit.
The evidence also will suggest that there were at least attempts by the defendant to delete or alter his purchase history on Amazon, where all these transactions had occurred.
Naturally.
Later that week, the state's evidence will show that Mr. Kohberger went to what we would call DMV, motor vehicle licensing here in Idaho, in Pullman, to change his car registration from Pennsylvania to Washington.
And this is
that's of note, because Pennsylvania cars do not require a front license plate. The vehicles seen on the surveillance cameras of the defendant's car showed it didn't have a front license plate on it. At the time of the traffic stop by Deputy Duke in August, it was Pennsylvania plate, no front license plate.
That's interesting, Pennsylvania.
Proceeded.
What the fuck is Pennsylvania doing? You in LA, you don't want to have some shit at the front. They're gonna pull you out. They're gonna pull you over. I see a lot of people in LA, they put their shit in the front windshield. I don't even know if that's legal, but I see a lot of people do it. I guess the cops out here don't pull you over for that.
To finish his semester of studies at Washington State University and return to Pennsylvania for the holidays. Law enforcement at this point were aware of Mr. Kohberger, had been accessing information about him, were trying to find him. They located him in Pennsylvania, and they conducted what's called a trash pull.
Type shit.
During the nighttime hours. Agents of the FBI who assisted immensely with this case. Working with the sanitation department back in this neighborhood in Pennsylvania, took trash that had been set out on the street for collection, sent the contents of that from the Pennsylvania residence of the defendant's parents to the Idaho State Forensic Laboratory, where the lab experts there were able to identify DNA on a Q-tip as coming from the father of the person whose DNA was found on the knife sheath that was next to Madison Logan's body in the bed.
DNA is a motherfucker, bro. I know that fucking criminals all around the world are punching the air. It's almost like content creators with AI, just punching the air about it. Hate it. They're over here talking about that damn DNA, just fucking everything up for everybody. Shit's crazy. Just fucking it all up for all of us, bro. We can't even kill without getting caught no more. Ain't that a bitch? Man, I'll tell you one thing. That DNA is a motherfucker. Sometimes I even think about it. Like, how do you commit such a murder, such a crime without leaving DNA behind? I'm talking about your hair, your fucking... your spit, anything, bro. You have to basically wear a hazmat suit to go kill somebody these days. And now everybody's going to be wondering why you're walking down the street with a hazmat suit. Basically, get the oxygen tank too, because your particles of breath might leave some DNA. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, what a time. That DNA shit really be fucking them up. It really be getting you caught up, don't it? You said DNA and cameras. Cameras are the second best, too. Cameras will get you. There's probably 30 cameras outside my window right now that are looking at me. I don't even know that shit. There's somebody watching me for the past month, and I don't even know it. Real shit. Like, for real. Like, in reality. Maybe they're not actively watching you, but you're on footage somewhere. All over the place.
Subsequently, an arrest warrant was issued here in Idaho, and a search warrant was issued in the state of Pennsylvania with the assistance not only of the FBI, but the Pennsylvania State Police. Mr. Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home to return to Idaho. Upon his return to Idaho, a DNA sample was taken from him, and it matched the DNA found on the knife sheath next to Maddie's body at the crime scene. I can tell the court.
He's sitting over here like, damn, them forensic psychologists. I mean, they're not forensic psychologists. What do you call it? The detectives. They really did their shit. Look at him over there, just lifeless, bro. You notice he hasn't moved this entire time? A weirdo, guys. I'm telling you. The first couple of minutes in prison, they're going to notice the whole Brian Kohberger demeanor, and they're going to start fucking with him. That demeanor right there, I'm a nerd, I'm a weird guy. And he's also very, like, just ominous to be around, just scary almost to look at. Yeah, they're going to start fucking with him real soon, the second he gets in there.
The weapon itself, the knife,
motherfucker didn't even turn. This motherfucker hasn't even turned his neck since this shit started. We're 12 minutes deep. Bro is just, you know what I mean? Like, shit.
I can tell the court that the defendant's apartment in Pullman was searched, as well as his office.
He should have to explain something. He did say yes to the judge's questions.
Kind characterization. There was virtually nothing there. Nothing of evidentiary value was found. And of course, we are now talking 6-8 weeks after the time of the killings. In Pennsylvania, the defendant's car was seized, and it was actually pretty much disassembled.
Bro, all right. See, we need somebody alert me when he turns his head or does anything. Alert me when he makes a movement, because I was focusing on the guy on the left, but now I'm kind of looking at Kohberger. Has he moved yet?
And it also had been cleaned. There was a bucket of cleaner right beside it.
Alert me. Just let me know.
I think we can all look to our own cars, you know, in those compartments in the doors. We try to keep them clean where you put stuff. There's always some degree of crud in there. They were spotless. The defendant's car had been meticulously cleaned inside. And the state would present to the jury that
The mannequin
that
challenge.
was part of the defendant's plan in covering up this.
I know bro back here is going through it, dog. He's going through it. The officer in the back, he's doing that shuffle from left to right. He probably been standing up for the past hour. Bro is out here going through it, dog.
The defendant has studied crime. In fact, he did a detailed paper on crime scene processing.
He's
when
doing
he
that
was
rock.
working
He's doing that
on
back
his
and forth shit. You only start doing that back and forth shit when your legs are screaming at you. It's like, all right, bro, we've been standing too long.
pre-doctorate degrees, and he had that knowledge and skill. So, Your Honor, at the end, the state submits that the evidence that I've given just a quick overview of, and that to present in court would consume weeks, which the state is prepared to do and has been prepared to do,
Idaho has a firing squad, bro. What the fuck?
would show that as the defendant has just admitted and pleaded guilty on November 13th, 2022, excuse me, Mr. Kohberger.
What the fuck?
1122
Yo, what is going on in Idaho, bro? Idaho's primary method of execution is now firing squad. Their primary method of execution? No, honestly, I would try to avoid the fucking death penalty too at that point. Now I kind of wish he was taking the death penalty. That shit crazy. So you don't get no anesthetics and they just shoot you. All right, bro, stand right there. All right, hold still. All right, cool. You ready? That shit's... I know it's not like that. They do a line and then there's like mock weapons or some shit so nobody knows who killed them. Man, fuck all that. Just tell somebody to do it. Imagine lining up 5 motherfuckers and putting mock ammo and only 1 bullet just so they don't feel like they killed them. Like, bro, grow a nutsack or something, or just don't join the firing squad. The fuck you doing? You need 1 man for the firing squad execution and an overseer. That's all. You need 3 people in this equation. But, you know, they're going to have like a whole line of motherfuckers and shit. Idaho's primary method of execution is now firing squad. In March 2025, March, April, May, June, he takes a plea deal. July, we're in July. In July, he takes a plea deal. He started, yep. This is why he did it. Who said that? This is why he did it. Anyways, in March 2025, Idaho Governor Brad Little, type shit. Governor Brad Little, a bill making and firing squad. Brad Little signed a bill making the firing squad the primary method, according to blah, blah. This makes Idaho the first state with this policy. While lethal injection remains a primary method, the firing squad is used if lethal injection is unavailable. Man, fuck that. It's primary. We don't need it no more. It's used if it's unavailable. Currently, Idaho, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah are the only states utilizing firing squads for executions according to the big WIC and PDA. That's actually kind of crazy. They just be out here shooting motherfuckers now. That's crazy. What Steve what the fuck? Nah, that's crazy. They're just out here shooting folks.
In Moscow, Idaho.
So he probably took the plea because he wanted to avoid the death penalty and he knew that he was going to get blown away. That makes sense now. It's kind of convenient that they did it in March, you know. And he's taking the plea deal in July. You know?
We will not represent that he intended to commit all of the murders that he did that night, but we know that that is what resulted, and that he then killed intentionally, willfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice forethought. Matty Mogan.
I wouldn't have even given him a plea. I would have just said, nope, sorry, it's off the table. You could just do that. Just tell him it's off the table, sorry.
Ethan Chapin and Santa Cruz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was bro about to cry?
Kaylee, and with malice forethought, Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Ethan Chapin, and Santa Cruz.
Bro's out here shedding a
Thank you.
tear trying to win this shit. He's out here doing everything. He's like, listen, we need this motherfucker to take, we need him to go down.
Thank you.
Now I feel him though. He's probably been wrapped up in this case for years. So it's probably definitely hits different for him. Dude, I thought he was smarter than everyone else. Now look. Oh, dude thought he was smarter than everyone else. See, that this is everybody's sentiment. And then we saw this already. Let's just skip.
State's guilty.
Guilty.
As to count 3, as it relates to murder in the first degree for the murder of Kaylee Gonzalez, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to count 4,
You can't stop seeing. No, the guard is going through it, Mark. I'm telling you. He hasn't even ate lunch today. That's a look where he didn't even eat lunch. He skipped that shit. Now he's just standing, going -1 HP every minute.
first degree murder of Xana Kernodle, a human being, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to count 5, the first degree murder of Ethan Chapin, a human being, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
He almost seems proud of it. Guilty, bitch. The fuck you mean? Shit, I killed the shit out them. Guilty. Guilty. Yeah, that same teacher's pet mentality. And remember, there's a whole bunch of friends and shit. Well, not friends, acquaintances of Brian Kohberger said he was very teacher's petty. Like he wants the recognition. Oh, they will show you some recognition in jail. Kohberger. Very studious. Guilty. Guilty. You ought to raise your hand, sir. Raise your hand for the judge to make sure you're allowed to speak before you say guilty. Shit. Guilty.
Right.
That's how bro be
Court will
saying it.
find that the defendant understands the nature of the charges
So eager.
and each offense and the possible consequences to him of his guilty
His
plea.
piss hand voice.
Court finds that there is a factual basis for the plea and finds the defendant believes they are accurate.
Yes, Your Honor.
That all of the victims have
Oh, he
the
moved. He moved. All right, he did a little swerve in his chair, folks. That was a little move.
Investigation, is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
moved his
the state
head?
also.
Yes, Your Honor, the state does not believe precinct's investigation.
And then he turned. Wow. Wow. He even look how he turns to the other attorney. He doesn't turn to him like, look at my screen. Look at the little screen. Look at how I turn. Right? Oh, he's talking now. Brian turns like a fucking robot. Motherfucker starts talking. Brian's like, that's weird, gang. Hold on. This whole motherfucker is just weird.
The state also.
Yes, Your Honor,
Look
the
at him,
state
look
does
at
not
him.
believe precinct's investigation is needed given the
I
evidence
don't know.
that is
Maybe I'm just overpicking, but I just feel like everything about bro is weird.
available. We want to, though, make sure that all of the victims have the opportunity to make statements to the court at sentencing.
Absolutely. And
Oh, he turned again. He's looking at his
certainly
lawyer. Okay.
both the state and the defense may present whatever sentencing memorandum and other documents you wish me to consider. The victims will be given an opportunity to provide the statements that they wish to at sentencing. Do we need more than one full day for sentencing?
No.
I do not believe so, Your Honor. Obviously, we have numerous victims, and we have victims who share unique, excuse me.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have
Share,
to. Oh, there's gonna be the witness testimonies and all types of shit toward the sentencing. So that's gonna be really interesting. Damn, that's gonna be. Yeah, they're about to chew him up and send him packing.
Unique perspectives on this, and we want to make sure that they all have time to express their feelings to the court. But I believe
Oh
that
shit, yes. Everybody hit the like button. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button for the algorithm is what they say. And let's continue.
if we can start perhaps 8:30 or so in the morning, that we should be able to complete it all in one day.
Defense agree with that in terms of the time frame?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
What's
right,
up, Christine?
So as it happens,
Shara, thank you for the damn 3 months. Shout her out, man. I appreciate you.
we have some time reserved in this case in July and August. The week of July 22nd is available. I don't know if that's too soon for the parties, or the next week, the week of August 4, is available. Any preference?
Very controversial plea deal. Yeah, man. Now that I knew that the firing squad was on the table, I wish he took the, like, I just feel like lethal injection is just too peaceful in the story. Like, maybe that makes me a horrible person. So be it. I just feel like lethal injection, fuck that. Nah. So that's why I'm like, if that's the only alternative, just let him live his years out. I feel like that's better. That's more painful. But Idaho had the firing squad. I don't know. That might just be a little justice right there. That might be a little bit of justice right there. Now that's something I could get behind. But you know, so I could see how it's a controversial plea deal. Now I understand. At first I thought he was just getting a little bitch ass way out. But
Your Honor, we're prepared.
what's my ideal death? That's crazy. I think hanging is probably cruel. I think hanging is bad, probably, because it's like, all right, now you're being a little sadistic out here. It's giving a little, ceremonial. But I think firing squad is equal enough, because most people shoot people and kill them, or stab people and kill them, right? So I feel like that's equal enough to get blasted away. That's cool. And if there's a little extra pain because you didn't die immediately, well, that probably happened to your victim also. You know what I'm saying? Equal. I think hanging is probably a little crazy, though. I think about that. I'm like, damn. I think that's cool. I think the lethal injection is a little too easy. But, everybody has their own opinion. Honestly, like, if you want to go the just non-killing route, say you're just against the whole death thing, I think a life sentence is very sufficient. I think it's quite sufficient, because a life sentence in jail, in my opinion, is almost as bad as dying. So either or.
As soon as the court wants to schedule it.
The state, I believe, would be prepared on the 22nd. We've told the
Especially for people like this, people who just don't give a fuck, bro. We're not just talking about you're in jail, we're going to kill you now. We're talking about the worst of the worst who deserve the death penalty. No questions asked. They deserve something fucked up. I mean, come on, bro. Let's be real. Lisa with 21 damn months, man. Shout out Lisa, man. 21 months. Okay, shout her out.
families that we're looking at approximately those dates.
All right, so because of the plan to bring in so many jurors to fill out questionnaires, I had ordered that no other trials could take place in this courthouse the week of July 22nd. And so we will use that in terms of the sentencing date, because of what I'm sure will be the significant interest of the media and the public, and the logistics that will be required to make that happen. Without trials going, it'll be a lot easier to do that. So let's pick that week. Why don't we pick July 23rd, with the idea that if for some reason we don't finish, we could continue into the 24th. And we'll start at 9 in the morning. Does that give your team enough time, Sandra? 9 in the morning? All right. Any concerns with that date?
Happy
No, sir.
4th.
All right. Any reason why I should not rescind the non-dissemination order at this time?
You're right. I think that given the history of this case, it would be best if that remained in place through sentencing, so we have answer questions. That would be the state's preference and recommendation.
We'd have no objection for the order to remain in place through
All right,
sentencing.
I will, at this point, the idea to keep it until,
We're done. This is done. We're done. All right. Appreciate you, Co. Mr. Bergs, Mr. Burger. They gonna eat him up like a burger. What? Huh? Anyways.